Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. I am Laura and this is Last Minute Laura, and today I'm going to show you how to make a pair of fingerless gloves. So for today's tutorial you'll need a crochet hook. I'm going to be using a 5mm metal one. You'll also need some yarn. I'm going to be using some of this sport weight Briggs & Little brown heather. It's a very dark, it's dark brown with bits of red and green and orange all mixed right into the brown. It's this beautiful color. It's very foresty and pretty. I'm also going to be using this yarn that I have from my stash, but I'm going to be mixing these two together. I just thought it would be a nice mix. So I'm taking one strand of each, but you can definitely just use one regular worsted weight strand of yarn. Anything you want to use is going to work. So I'm going to begin with a slip knot today. Next I'm going to chain 25.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And 25. So chain 25. And then we're going to half double crochet in the third chain from the hook. So there's the first, second, third chain from the hook. Going to complete one half double crochet. Next step is complete half double crochets all the way down the chain. Okay, so now that I've finished the half double crochet row in the chain, I'm going to chain one and turn. And first I'm going to complete a half double crochet in the big gappy stitch at the beginning of the row. So it goes through the full stitch rather than in just the top. For the rest of the stitches, I'm going to complete half double crochets in the back loops only. So I'm not going into the top of the stitch like you normally would. Oops. Instead, I'm only inserting the hook through that back loop, and this is going to just create a little bit of a rib. It's also going to allow for a little bit of stretch in the fingerless glove, and that's going to just make it easier to pull on, and it's going to allow it to, I don't know, sort of have a little bit more give to it. Okay, so we've made it down to the last stitch on that second row. Rather than inserting the hook into the back loop like we've been doing for the whole row, we're going to do what we did on that first stitch and stick it right through the entire stitch. Still complete a half double crochet in there, and then chain one and turn. And now we're going to do that again. We're going to wrap around, stick through the entire stitch, the big gappy space, and then complete a half double crochet. And then we're going to just half double crochet in the back loops only. So the first stitch of each row and the last stitch of each row, we're going through the entire big gappy part of the stitch, where every other stitch in the row, we're just going through the back loop to create that sort of ribbed effect. It's not quite as dramatic as the front post, back post double crochet rib. If you'd like a link to that video tutorial, if you're looking for more of a rib stitch to do with like the cuff of a sleeve, you might look there. This gives a little bit more of a muted rib, let's say. Okay, so I'm at that last stitch again. I'm going to go through the entire stitch, complete a half double crochet, chain one and turn. And then the exact same thing, I'm going to complete a half double crochet through the entire stitch. And I'm just going to follow this exact pattern. I'm going to half double crochet through the entire stitch for the first stitch and last stitch of each row. I'm then going to half double crochet in the back loops only for all other stitches in the row. So when trying to make the size for your fingerless glove, you're going to want to measure around your hand, and mine is about 8 inches. So we're going to want to get at least 8 inches so that our glove will make it all the way around. And the 25 stitches that I quoted for the chain stitch for how long it should be will get you to just about 7 inches if you're doing it with the tension that I am. So you're going to want your final rectangle to be 7 inches by about 8.5 inches. If you've got, I would say, medium ladies' hands like me. If you need to go a little bit bigger, just work up in rows of 2. Basically, to create a fingerless glove that will fit you, just make sure that you're cutting the yarn on the same side that the tail is on. That's going to give you a nice symmetry with your rib stitches. It doesn't matter how many rows you have to do, just when you're finished doing your number of rows, just make sure you're ending on the side that the tail end of the yarn is on. If you finish on the opposite side, decide if you can go a little bit tighter or if you can go 1 row more and make it a little bit looser. That's up to you, but basically you want to finish on the same side that your tie off is on. So I'm just going to keep working on my rectangle until I finish. Hey, if you haven't already, this is a great time to hit that subscribe button. I do put out a new video every single Tuesday, and I live stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. So if this is your first time joining us, welcome. I'm Laura, and this is Last Minute Laura. Basically, on this channel, I try to make new things every week. Sometimes they're crochet heavy, like right now, because I'm totally obsessed with crochet. I also do embroidery, sewing, knitting, all different types of maker crafty things. So if you've got a suggestion of something you'd like to learn how to make, I would definitely be happy to learn how to make it so that I can show you how. Leave a comment down below of something you'd like to learn to make, and I'll check them out and see if there's something I can teach you. Okay, so at this point I am at about 5.5 inches by still 7 inches. Obviously that's not increasing or decreasing. I'm just going to keep going. You can see now how it's going to look as a glove. It's going to be so pretty and so cute. So I just wanted to slow down again and show what I mean when I say back loops only. So you can see, because this is such a bright green, I think it'll show up really well. So I'm going to wrap around my hook with the yarn, and then I'm going to insert just into that back loop. So for a normal half double crochet stitch, you would stitch through that full V that's at the top of your stitch, that full stitch you'd put your hook into. Sometimes when I say go through the underneath the whole big gap of the stitch, I mean that entire thing. But for this one, we're just going into the back part of that little V and completing a half double crochet. When I say V, I'm saying that because these stitches kind of look like the letter V when you look at them from above. They kind of look like lots of little V's. And you're just going into one loop of that V, not both, like you would for a regular half double. I'm just going to speed back up now. I just wanted to do that little how-to in there. Look how pretty those colors look. Wow. Okay, so now I'm just at 8 inches, but when I fold it over and hold it together, I can already make the ends match up. So I am going to stop here at the 8 inches. So at this point, my measurement is 7 inches across this way and 8 inches across this way. What I'm going to do next is fold over the fingerless glove. Right now it's just a rectangle. And I'm going to just take my crochet hook out of that loop that it's in and then stick it into the first loop on the other side. And then I'm going to grab that loop again with the hook and pull it through that first loop. And that has now connected the bottoms of the 2 pieces. I'm going to stick my hook in to the next hook in the chain and into the next stitch on the other side. And I'm just going to slip stitch them together. I'm going to keep doing that up the rectangle, which is just going to attach the 2 pieces. I'm sticking the hook first into that chain and then second into the other side through the whole V, of the top of that stitch, and then I'm pulling a loop through and finishing a slip stitch. If you want to join us for some slightly less polished content, come back Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 7 a.m. Eastern Time to this channel. I do a live stream for about an hour, hour and a half each morning, and it's fun to just hang out and chill and kind of talk about what's going on. So we're going to do 11 slip stitches. I just did 10. So there's my 11th slip stitch, and then I'm going to slip stitch 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8 times just on the one side, so they're not attaching the two pieces together. And then I'm going to count out 8 stitches on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to just insert. Okay, so I'm just going to put that loop back through, which reattaches those two pieces. Then I'm going to continue with my slip stitches until I get to the last stitch on the rectangle, which is going to attach our two pieces together. And there we go. So now I've got those two attached. I'm just going to go through one extra time through that first one. Then I'm going to chain 1 and pull that piece through. Clip the yarn. Then I'll weave that end. But first, I'll just show you what it looks like. Ta-da! It's literally the easiest fingerless glove you could ever make. Alex calls them his fancy photography gloves because he has his thumbs and fingers free. I'll just weave in those ends and make a second one, and then that will be the whole thing. Do you see what I mean? It's a super simple pattern that is really just a rectangle that is 7 inches by 8 inches, and that will fit probably somewhere like a ladies medium large, or ladies medium and ladies large probably. You can see how big it is on me. There's a little bit of give around the wrist, but it's nice and snug around the hands. You've got 2 different color options. You could either go with the rainbowy side or the more blue side. And I'm just going to make a second one now so that I can show you some beautiful after footage. So check out this footage of the gloves in action. Anyway, friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this simple little tutorial today, and I really do hope you give it a try. Again, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I do put out a new video every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Live streams are Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and edited video tutorials like this one come out every single Tuesday. So we'll see you next time. Bye!